So suppose angle 1 and 2 are in a 4-to-1 ratio. So what they're saying is angle 1 to angle 2 is a 4-to-1 ratio. Oh, you know what? I wrote the 2 on the wrong side, didn't I? Is it 4 to 11?
4 to 11.
Oh, wow. 4 to 11. Okay. Oh, wow. Find their measures. Oh, so this example that I've drawn is for a problem 27 and 28. So we're really only focusing on angle 1 and angle 2. So we really don't even need this. That's for example 28. So that doesn't matter. Well, what do I know about angle 1 and angle 2? Yes?
They are parallel.
Well, they're not. But yeah, they're part of parallel lines, but what kind of angles are they? What do we call those? Yes?
Same side.
Same side interior. So because they are same side interior, what property do the same side interiors have? Yes. Supplementary, which means they add up to 180. So angle 1 plus angle 2 equals 180. Now, I talked about this in my algebra class, my algebra 2 class. I have two things that are unknown. I have angle 1 and angle 2. If I have two unknowns, how many equations do I need? You need one equation for every unknown. So that's the answer. Now let me ask the question again. We have two unknowns. How many equations do I need? 2. How many do I have on the board? 1. So I need 2 equations with both variables. So I think we got to use this somehow. So what we need to do is we need to remember that angle 1 over angle 2 is equal to 4 over 11. All right, it's a 4 to 11 ratio. Does that make sense to you guys? All right, so now how do I solve this? Well, what I could do is multiply both sides by angle 2, and I would get angle 1 is equal to 4 times angle 2 divided by 11. Uh-oh. Don't shut down on me. Let me give you 10 seconds to kind of process what I did. Do you guys see what I did? If I multiplied this whole side by the measure of angle 2 cancels with angle 2, but remember, whatever, whoops, wrong symbol. Whatever I do on one side, I have to do on the other. And I could think of it as like angle 2 over 1, right? Because we have two fractions. But not angle 1, the number 1, right? Because angle 2 represents a number, right? Does that make sense? Okay. All right, so now that I've got my 2 equations, why did Mr. Adams solve for 1? What do you think I'm going to do? Yeah, I'm just going to plug it in. So for angle 1, this angle here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say 4 times angle 2 all over 11 plus angle 2 equals 180. How many of you guys got that far? Uh-oh. How many of you guys are afraid of what will happen next? How many of you guys understand why I have what I have up there? Okay, good. That's a good sign. How many of you guys are afraid to raise your hand? Okay. Well, wait, if you raised your hand on that question, you're not really afraid. Yeah, go ahead, ask questions.
So, for the, how'd you get the plus angle 2 part for the 4?
You just plugged it in.
Plug in.
Oh,
To the one above?
Yeah, so what I did is angle 1 is the same as this.
Yeah.
So where there was an angle 1, I just plugged this in.
Oh,
Okay?
Yeah.
So I did substitution. It didn't require a formal proof. So I'm going to do I'm gonna go off and on, kind of informal and informal, back and forth. So, anyways, how would you solve that normally? What would you do to this to make it easier for yourselves? Yes. Yeah, multiply the whole equation by 11. And what that does is it gets rid of any fraction. So when I multiply the first term by 11, the 11s cancel, right? And I get 4. I get 4 times the square root of 2, right? And then I get plus 11 times the angle of measure 2, not the square root of 2, but the measure of angle 2, is equal to, what's 11 times 180? Somebody got a calculator? You want to plug that in for me? 11 times 180?
Be 1,980.
1980?
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah, that makes sense. 1800 plus 180, right? Okay, cool. All right, so now what do? Well, we're going to combine like terms. So you could treat this like 4x plus 11x, where x is the measure of angle, or not, the square root of 2. I don't know why I keep writing it that way. The measure of angle 2, right? So I'm going to say 15 times, why do I keep writing it that way? The angle of measure 2 is equal to 1980.
I'm confused. Okay, so this, he's just, instead of having 2, so it's not confusing, you just change it to x.
Yeah, what I'm doing is I'm treating the measure of angle 2 as a variable, right? Because I don't know what the measure of angle 2 is, right?
Yeah, I heard that.
Any questions?
You said this as a
So now normally what would you do next? Yeah.
Divide by 15.
Just divide by 15. So when I divide by 15 on both sides, I get the measure of angle 2 is equal to 1980 divided by 15, whatever that.
432.
132? Okay? You guys with me on this so far? Now before I move forward, are there any questions as to why I did what I did when I did it? Okay. We all understand this? Alright, so that's angle 2. What's angle 1? Well, I just got to plug it back into this equation right here, right? So if I say angle 1 plus angle 2, because they're same side interiors, they should add up to 180. But I happen to know that angle 1 is equal to 180 minus angle 2. Then that means that angle 1 is equal to 180 minus 132. What's that? 48? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
48. 48 degrees. Alright, so then angle 1 is equal to 48 degrees, and angle 2 is equal to 132. Now, here's something kind of interesting. The ratio of those two numbers should reduce down to 4 over 11, right? So in other words, I should be able to say 48 over 132. Well, if I divide the top by 12, and remember I got to divide the bottom by 12, I get 4. Hey, what's 12 times 11?
132.
132. That's no accident.